Ladies and gentlemen, boys and the girls, welcome to another exciting episode of Collecting Weekly Live Unboxing. My name is Zach, joined as always by Lane, the Legend Kramer, and Toy Mafia. Lane, how are we doing today?
Hey, I'm doing all right. It was a Monday.
A Monday indeed. A Monday fun day. We were supposed to do this last Monday.
But of course, the mail delivery service decided not to play ball.
Let me tell you, Lane, grind my gears. We have this new postman, postwoman, post person. I don't know what their gender is. And they do this thing, and it's really fucking pissing me off. They leave my mailbox open. And I think I know why. I hate mail. Like, I don't ever check my mailbox. But it's not full, to be clear. You could probably fit 100 letters in my mailbox, and it's probably like 25% full.
So they leave
but
open.
there is mail, but I just get the important stuff out because I don't want to have junk mail in my house. And they leave it open. And so today I put a note on the mailbox like, please close this when you're done putting the mail in, because it's not your job to tell me that my mailbox is full or to like protest it in such a way. Just fucking close that shit because you're leaving it open and people are looking at my packages. Pissing me off. Anyways, we got Mondo exclusive Spider-Man Symbiote.
So,
sorry, go ahead.
Is this your third now Symbiote based figure now? 6 scale?
I have the Hono, the Spider-Man 3 symbiote. I have the PS5 symbiote. I have the knockoff Venom. Is it Toby? No, it's not. Who's the guy? Red Foreman's son and
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace, thank you. And then I have the 1/6 scale Marvel Legends. So this will be my 6. And I technically have a second Hono and a second symbiote suit from Spider-Man 3.
So you are all in. You are all symbioted up, basically. You're just
That's
missing
what
your own
say.
symbiote right now.
That's what they say, Lane. We got the
Yay,
box
King
here.
Dingling.
Shout out to Gare Bear. And King Dingling. Gare Bear gave me a great deal on this. It was never.
Was this a limited
seen.
release one, like a lot of their other ones have been? You know, the time release ones.
Yeah.
Mondo does. So it is a time release one.
Yeah, so this one was, but I don't think they made it regular as well. They only made it exclusive. The only version is exclusive version. Look at that. Now, to be clear, I don't think I really want to collect this line. However, I really wanted this figure in the collection.
You just want to be able to have that figure and be able to do that shocker mean voiceover.
There you go.
With yourself as you're like
very
playing
excited
with it on your shelf.
What's up, Toy Brigade?
Shocker.
Ooh, got that new toy smell, Lane.
Yeah, this is actually my first Mondo 6 scale actually like kind of unboxed. I mean, I've seen them before in person sometimes. But...
Let's start with the bottom tray.
Yeah.
The bottom tray. So we get a few things on the bottom. A few things on the bottom.
Do you know what the retail pricing was this one when it originally went up? I guess like a year ago or so.
I don't. Can you check it for me though? Because I'm curious.
Let me see. Okay. Well, you do that.
So we have a small symbiote effect here. Not too big. Maybe for the neck. I don't know. I actually haven't really seen a lot of photos of this. We have a much larger one. I think this is the one I see a lot of people use in the photos that I've seen. Let's see. We have... Oh my gosh. Putting that thing back in is going to be a nightmare. Okay, I can't get distracted by that, but I'm not sure that's...
Okay, so when it originally was up, it was $230.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. We have 2 of these effect pieces. Pretty cool. And then... we also have... Oh, this is going to be a pain in the butt to put back in this box. I can already tell.
And just for anybody who's not familiar, this version is based off the 90s Spider-Man show, like Venom and other stuff.
Spider-Man, the animated series. The best.
Where like Venom had shoes.
He's also got the web fists. These have bendy wire. Real thick bendy wire. There's 2 of those. And then we also get a stand in the bottom. Grab the stand for now. I've never had a Mondo figure. I believe I've never had a Mondo figure. And I don't think Bear really unboxed this that much, because a lot of this stuff is still sealed. Which I appreciate. Again, I appreciate the deal, the great deal they gave me. It's very, very kind of him.
This looks like Hot Toys circa like 2010.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna be able to port that in. There we go. Alright. Let's see. We'll put this right here. Next trade we have. Ooh, Hono Mondo comparison video? That I'm so lazy, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. That's a good idea, but I'm extremely lazy.
I mean, there are a lot of big differences. I mean, this is one solid body basically kind of painted on, where the other thing is a suit on a body. I mean, this one's
the symbiote on this little pedestal.
Ooh, I like
Looks like a little cupcake. I like the shading on that.
Gooey.
We get 2 fists. These both have little ports on them, and you get 4 different webs effects that you can port in.
They're making it much more like common accurate, where it's like, you know, on his wrist he like shoots out the weapon directly from there.
Yeah, in fact, they don't have the where it comes out of this.
Yeah,
which is fine. It's fine, but you know, if that's important to you.
Well, I mean, but that's how Venom shot it. His webbing out was from those things on top.
Well, this isn't Venom, bro. This is Spider-Man's.
Spider-Man. Yeah, I know.
Let's see here. So you get 2 hands and then 4 effects. So you can pick the ones that you like. And these hands are actually pre-posed. The peg is not separate. So it's like incorporated into the hand. I don't know if I love that, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. You know who's actually who Venom is in the main comic universe now?
Is it not Eddie Brock? I don't know.
No, well, he was King in Black, but the actual host of Venom now is Mary Jane Watson. That's
fucking stupid, Lane.
That's they just revealed that last. They just revealed that last issue.
Oh, this is really cool. Okay, because I was gonna kind of make a small nitpick that you don't have normal fists, but you do have normal fists, and then you do also get the pre-posed shocker hand, which is really cool, where he pulls the glove off and it's like crumpled. I think that's really cool. This is probably how I will display mine, to be honest, with this head sculpt here. God damn.
And they're pretty tight.
It's the angry Peter Parker
head. Oh, nice. From the 90s show.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And then last... Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. Well, I was just going to say, if you've never seen it, guys, 90s animated Spider-Man show is a pretty good show. And I will tell you, after you get a chance to show off the figure, I will say the paint on this, because before we were going live tonight, I looked at some other stuff of it. It does actually kind of remind me a little bit with the paint style, though, for another recently released figure.
Yeah.
What's up?
First impressions are not great. This isn't anything of Gare's fault, by the way. I have painted a lot of white in my life, and I know how awful it is to paint white. And what I think this looks like to me is a stencil, and then you can kind of see where the stencil was incomplete. And let's see if I can get the light to catch it. But you see how some of the paint looks like a bit raised, like right here. So that happens. So you go in with a let's say like a rattle can, right? And you're doing the white. And then if you need to go back and touch it up, the touch-up layer that you're going to apply will never be as smooth as the rattle can. And even like if you look on this side, you see how it's kind of like scuffed looking? That's from touching up with black paint. And so I don't love that. And I understand, like, you know, what this is and what this isn't. And so I don't know if that's a big deal. But even like on the back here, oh, Jesus. On the back here, you can see the logo's not symmetrical. And then also there's like a chunk right there that's lifted up a little bit. So, you know, I don't know. Not the greatest paint job ever, not the worst paint job ever. And And like I said, that's nothing with Gare. That's just how the figure was produced. Very stiff though. Like the knees feel really nice, but boy, these shoulders, I don't even know if I want to move them, bro. Like out like this. Oh, okay, there we go. Got one. Okay, I'm a bit scared to touch the shoulders, but the shoulders did move just a little bit. Yeah, this is stiff, bro. I would
Very
almost say,
different body than like Hot
yeah,
Toys.
yeah, I would almost say that, to be completely honest, maybe I prefer the Marvel Legends over this.
Really?
However, with the caveat that I do like the black and blue on this better. On the Marvel Legends, it's like a metallic airbrush, and it doesn't really look that great.
Yeah, it's
But
seeing this is really see the difference between Hano in this, since it's basically the
yeah,
symbiote is the suit over the body, where
let me
this is
look
like a
up.
body painted on.
Yeah, let me look up Mondo. Oh boy, this is so hard to type.
What are you trying
Mondo.
to look up?
I just want to look at a pose so I can try to pose it. I do better when I just like reference something. Yeah, this is okay. I'll be honest. It's not. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, right? It's not. I had high hopes, and I don't know if they were met with this one. This is not as good as I felt about the. What is it? The that other one. The
So,
Hono.
real quick, in
Uh-huh.
private chat, I actually linked directly to the original pictures and the
Yeah,
Mondo
yeah, I got it.
website. Okay.
Let's see. I'm
So if
trying
you
to
want to just
figure
see
out
something simple,
how to. Yeah,
back to the
because
goo.
yeah, I'm trying to attach the goo, bro. Okay, I like that a lot. See, and I think this is what the Hono is missing, is like symbiote effect pieces. Like I would love to have that for the
Where
his
like
hands
the
feel
Hot Toys
awful.
black, where the Hot Toys black suit and stuff actually has something like that.
Yeah,
You
hang
know,
on, I'm gonna
with the
mute for a second.
yeah, go
Just
ahead.
talk to the chat.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Okay, guys. So what are you thinking so far? I don't know if for like, let me just say hello to everybody real quick because obviously King Dingaling, Toy Mafia, Big Rib, good to see you here as well. Toy Brigade, thanks for all joining us tonight. So as you can see, if this is let us know in chat. Is this your first time actually seeing kind of a Mondo style scale figure? Because as you can tell with the bodies, these are a little bit different than a lot of times you'll see with a lot of Hot Toys figures. Is they show a lot of joints, knee joints, stuff like that. Um, because that's more the style they use for this, the animated like X-Men series style figures. They're masters of the universe. I've heard mixed things, like I've heard good things, but I've heard sometimes issue with the joints and stuff, and their pricing has gone up. But they're, if you're not familiar with them, like their business model is like we were talking earlier, this one's an exclusive. A lot of times they'll have a timed exclusive that comes with a lot more stuff, like extra pieces, head sculpts, whatever, and they're a little bit more expensive. And then after, like you have like a couple weeks or something if they don't sell out. Some of these sell out like instantaneously, like within minutes. That FOMO model we talked about, even with the Hot Toys, Mondo has turned that into a science almost. So these are
And that's
these are
exactly what
different.
happened to me with this one, bro. I looked at the pre-order and I was like, you know what? I don't need this. And then like an hour later, I was like, no, I actually do. And then
It
it was
was
already
gone.
sold out by then. Yeah, basically.
Mm. So
Oh
let me
man, this
ask.
does not articulate well at all.
Yeah,
Like I really don't think you're getting Spider-Man poses tonight, boys.
yeah. So Mafia has stated he likes them. Mafia, do you own any of your own, like any once a scale Mondo figures at all? Hey, Mr. Musashi, how are you doing tonight? If you do own any Mafia, just maybe in chat real quick, let us know which ones that you own, if any. And I'd be interested to hear, if you don't mind, just letting us kind of know what do you really like about the Mondo figures. I don't know too many who gets the Mondo. I mean, obviously we know more Hot Toys and art and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, While
It was
you're
interesting.
posing that guy up, I guess I'm interested to hear, just maybe as a little early preview, will you be talking about Saruman probably tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, for sure.
Because
Hmm.
you were the
Yeah,
when
I
I saw
mean,
that pop up, you were the first person I thought.
I'm not gonna get it, but it looks pretty cool.
That
Yeah,
looks pretty nice. I like that head
it's
sculpt
not
there.
bad. It's not
There's
bad.
some, you know, it's for me kind of uh, something with the blue paints and stuff on the arms.
The blue is
They almost,
striking. I love this
yeah,
blue.
I know. It almost feels like a little bit too, like too prominent, maybe a little bit.
No, it's pretty good in my opinion. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I don't mind
Mhm.
it. In fact, I thought it had not enough blue on the back, but you can see a lot of the blue from the back
Well,
as
I think
well.
it's giving some. We got to see some Parker ass, so that's good.
Yeah, if it's just gonna stay on the shelf like this, then that's money well spent, honestly. This was
Hmm.
pretty much exactly how I wanted to pose it. You could do like, some other symbiote effects, but um, I don't know.
How do you like kind of the little bit more matted black kind of coloration on that? Because like if you compare it, like say the black suit. I'm speaking of the Spider-Man 2 black suit. That one's a very shiny, kind of black with there
Yeah,
opposed to the symbiote level of
I
detail.
mean it, it has some wear on the matte paint on the ass from
Hmm.
shipping. So I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's not bad. I just think with matte, matte is one of those that you really want to put gloves on to handle.
Hmm.
I really
Can
like. Yeah,
okay.
Jordan. I did a little bit of blow dryer just a few minutes ago, but the thing is, like, I just everything is like just hear it. Like it
Ooh,
just
yeah.
feels.
You're
It
just
doesn't
like
feel
hoping for,
bad. It doesn't feel bad, but it's like doesn't feel good. It's hard to explain.
and you're like, please don't snap.
Yeah, like I really want him. Like this is about what I have him at now. Here, let me try it, Jordan. That's not a bad idea. Let me.
I do think even though it wouldn't fit for him not showing his face, but I think him posed like that with one like where he's angry, maybe has a fist up, balled fist, and the other hand he's like holding the shocker crushed hand, you know, or something like the show where he
I
doesn't
think
even.
I didn't really get anything out of doing that, but I think if I had like a big tub of hot water, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, yeah, you're right. The shocker fist is a really cool accessory, and I think I'll probably mess with that pose.
I think if you're showing kind of angry, like where he's to the point, he's like, I'm gonna murder the shocker, and I don't care if he sees what he sees me who I am. He's about to be dead,
Let me try
kind of
that one.
thing.
Oh, that came out easier the second time.
Hmm. King Dingling, to answer your question earlier, Mondo, they're like usually between like $200 to $400. I mean, they're hot toy pricing, but it can depend what the figure is and which. I mean, the exclusives are more, but they come like this one. They come with a lot of stuff, you know. Um, but they're you just they're not going for screen accurate like what you go to Hot Toys. So but they're really good if you want like for X-Men animated 90s, if you want pretty accurate looking figures for that kind of thing. Like they've done or they did a man bat like for Batman the animated series that looks dead on. And it's got huge
Yeah,
wings that go out like 2 feet or something. They're massive.
it's not bad. I might actually keep it like this, Lane. I
Oh,
like the
I like
symbiote.
that.
Although I'm wondering there's like a smaller symbiote. I don't know what that's for. I'm looking at all their
Hmm.
pictures and I don't see what the smaller one is supposed to be used for. I don't know. Seems like you get a lot of use out of just that big one. Yeah, this is cool. I mean, I'm again, to be clear, this is not the greatest figure ever made by any stretch. I think if you had one, like that you had shelf space for one, I think that the um Hono is the no-brainer. I do think this is pretty cool, but I don't know. Like, I'm wondering, do I need the red one? I feel like I don't, but it would be nice to have the set. Yeah, Thomas, this is 1/6 scale. I don't know. I feel really torn by this. It is certainly not as good as I was thinking it would be, but I kind of, sorry, let me talk to the mic. I've kind of had a suspicion from Nick's experience. Nick's Collectibles, he had a real bad experience with the red suit. So I don't know.
And it can be a figure. I think Mondo really sounds like sometimes it's a figure by figure experience.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, SpongeBob Squareballs has joined us. He was asking, is your Mondo figure to scale?
It is. Boy, I will say I feel very uncomfortable to put this stand on. I know this is going to fuck the black paint up, but we'll see.
Does he not feel very stable just if you were trying to put him on his own 2 feet?
I don't think that he's not stable per se, but Zeus a big boy, he a bad boy, and I don't want him to bump the case and then this falls down. Okay,
and then
so I got him on the
toy.
stand. Exactly. I mean, he's not
that's a figure
bad.
would become a chew toy.
To be clear, he's not bad. He's just not great. I would say like
7 out of 10. 6.5.
If the Hono is like a 9 out of 10, maybe even a 10 out of 10, maybe like closer to an 8.5, I would say that in terms of looks, like just looking on the shelf, like ripped right off the screen. I think it looks really good. If you're talking fun factor, talking
2.
like a 2 or a 3. And I think that averages
like you
out.
don't want to mess with it, basically.
Yeah, this is like set it and forget it. Like, you know. I mean, like to be clear, it's not bad. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I will say I got a great deal from a great collector, and I'm happy with the figure that I got for that price. If I paid retail plus tax and shipping, I think I'd be a little bit bummed out. But again, you know. Let me rephrase that. I think if you paid retail, I don't think it's terrible. But if you in the aftermarket, these were going for like $354. I think that's too much.
Ooh.
I think, you know, if you get it for $230, like 180 to 230, I think that's a good price to get these at.
So Mafia was saying he's at least what you can think off the top of his head. He's got the regular Spider-Man. He's got Gambit and Rogue, Wolverine, Lion-O, Harley Quinn, and Wolverine, and Jubilee. So he's got a lot of the X-Men figures.
Nice.
Mondo. That's a pretty nice setup there, Toy Mafia, especially for the X-Men. Well, I'm glad to hear you're at least feeling decent on it. I mean, I was kind of thinking, because, you know, especially since you're used to Hot Toys or In Art or those kind of things.
Oh, man,
they're
this does
just
look
kind of
bad.
They're a different kind of beast.
It looks like it's tough to explain because it's so matte and the blue is so vibrant that it does look pretty solid.
Yeah. My thing is, it just kind of reminds me of that. It does kind of remind me of the colorations on that Darth Vader dueling effect with all the stuff. Because of so much black and stuff on that costume. When I was just watching it before we were going live, like the early unboxing thing for it. And that's what's kind of popping my head with all the blues and the blacks. But I'm glad. I think this head
sculpt is the star of the show, bro. This head sculpt is crazy.
Yeah, I think for me it's that angry Peter head sculpt, and it's how, despite it being nice and simple, is that kind of symbiote goo effect being active on it.
I really like the symbiote goo. I really wish that they gave us something like that for Hot Toys. That would have been super nice. Yeah. But yeah, overall, you know, not a bad figure. Shout out to Gare for hooking it up. This won't be a long unboxing. We're basically done. I'm not going to put in any other poses because if it felt a bit better, I would feel more comfortable posing it. But yeah, this thing, like, It's not like the Hono where it just wants to be posed. This is like just to get the damn torso like bent 5 degrees. It was like to heat it up. So yeah, sorry guys. I was hoping we'd have a bit more time on the unboxing, but yeah, it's just one of those figures that you would think like, oh, it's a giant Marvel Legends, but I don't know. I guess because the joints are so much bigger, there's so much more material. It doesn't like, if you took a Marvel Legends, like you could easily, and also these are made of a slightly softer rubber, maybe, or plastic rubber. I don't know to be honest, but like I've never felt that way with a Marvel Legends that I felt with this one, where it's like, yeah, I don't want to move that at all. Like this just poses so much better. And I don't want to break my figure because it's not replaceable.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you spend on it. You spend a lot, so you don't want it to bust.
Yeah.
You just got it.
But anyways, well, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I think, Lynn, we'll probably be off for a little bit, right? We don't have any big stuff on the horizon.
Well, with all the tariff stuff and delays, who knows?
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
so
a bunch of places aren't even shipping.
Yeah, so when we got something, guys, we'll definitely unbox. And who knows? We might get some smaller scale stuff if it starts going for a little while. I have some smaller scale stuff. Might be able to unbox down the road. But I mean, we've been going for quite a bit in a row, except for like 1 week off and stuff for a couple months now. So it's. I mean, I know I've got a lot of stuff coming, which is both a good and bad thing. Do you have anything on order that maybe not right now, but maybe by the spring or some later in the spring or summer, you might have showing up?
I have an Artisan Anakin that's on order. It's not technically mine, but the owner does want me to open it to inspect it. I feel a bit uneasy about that. But I probably will, because it'll be much easier to get them a replacement, coming direct for me. If there's like some egregious issue. They said they really wanted me to do a live unboxing. I really don't feel uncomfortable. I don't feel comfortable doing that because it's such an expensive figure that's not technically mine. So I don't know. I ordered the crystalline Iron Man. I'm still debating to cancel it or not, but the one that was shown,
the fractal.
Yeah, thank you, the fractal, the one that was shown from
the Mark IV
Powergate or whatever.
Yeah.
So I have that one.
Prowler Miles.
Yeah, I have that one on order. I don't have a lot of stuff on order. I've kind of been, I have a second Hono, but I'm obviously not going to unbox that because that's not going to be particularly exciting.
You've been in watch mode recently.
Yeah, actually, sorry, I thought you meant like watching stuff, but yes.
No, I meant, well, you've been in watch mode, so that's kind of what.
Dude, I was trying to do a deal today, and this guy was fucking pissing me off. He didn't want to lower the price, which I understand if you're firm on the price. He didn't want to meet anywhere closer, which really annoyed me, and then he wouldn't take a digital payment. 2 of those 3 I could live with, but 3 out of 3, I was like, bro, if you really just don't want to sell this watch, like, don't.
Yeah.
Like, you're being very, and this other lady was being very difficult too, so I don't know. But anyways. Love you guys. Thank you for watching, everyone that tuned in. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys.
Make sure tomorrow night you catch Collecting Weekly. 160 News, man. A lot to talk about.
Go watch my vlog if you haven't. It was uploaded today. Love you guys, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Have a good one.
Bye.